One sensational headline that has captured the attention of many Bostonians this week relates to the trial of former FBI agent and mob co-conspirator John Zip Connolly. Connolly is best known for his partnership with James Whitey Bulger and Stephen the Rifleman Flemmi, members of Somerville's notorious Winter Hill Gang, and names many Somervillians use when trying to impress people in Charlestown. Not only is Connolly suspected of using his position to pass sensitive information to Bulger, but he may well have helped inspire the film The Departed, and is therefore responsible for Leonardo DiCaprio and Matt Damon saying "ka" some 73 times over the course of the 2.5-hour movie. Pissa. Charges against Connolly revolve around the 1982 Florida murder of Boston businessman John B. Callahan, whose body was discovered in the trunk of a Cadillac at the Miami airport. While this is not an unusual discovery for Miami, prosecutors have brought forth John Martorano, the hitman responsible for the killing, to testify against Connolly. Not only did he indicate that he was aware of a connection between the murder he was hired to commit, he also provided information about Connolly passing on information to the Bulgers. It also turns out he's kind of a nice guy. When asked how he felt after shooting Callahan, Martorano responded, "Lousy. I didn't want to kill a guy that I cared enough about to kill a guy for a year before." He also told jurors, "You can't be dishonest without showing some honesty." In exchange for this teaching moment, Martorano, who had been in prison for the last 12 years for killing some 20 people over the course of his career, was set free and may be heading back to Boston, which is why we're not going to say anything more about him. From the mob's violence, we now move to a story about a violent mob. Police from Lynn and Nahant were called to respond to reports of a brawl last Saturday night that involved approximately 40 people. Viewers familiar with the North Shore are well aware that there are only a few locations where such a melee would transpire, and have likely guessed by now where the fight occurred: the Nahant Country Club. During a wedding. No word yet on what started the fight, but it seems likely that the family in question did not opt for the club's perfect wedding package and will instead be partaking in the hasty annulment kit. One ceremony that went as planned last week was held in Lakeville, the southeastern Massachusetts Pagan Pride Day. The event was attended by a who's who of Wiccans, nature worshippers, and guys willing to try anything to get laid. The day was meant to celebrate the Bay State's burgeoning pagan community. This is slightly different than the Halloween festivities held in Salem every October, where the pagan community is also celebrated. By commemorating that time, we mistakenly sent a bunch of them on fire. The turmoil Wall Street experienced last Monday was felt in Boston as well. Putnam Investments closed its $12 billion institutional money market fund on Wednesday after the Board of Trustees held an emergency meeting in order to formulate a proper response to the crisis. Meanwhile, State Street Court saw its stock lose 50% of its value Thursday before slowly recovering to a net loss of 9% by the close of the market. Many viewers who don't have a stake in either company may respond by asking, "So what?" To which we must respond by referring them to the official White House response.
So what? So let's dance.
And those are this week's top stories.